What's up, ladies, gents? Simon. I decided to post this vid on how I made my ghillie suit because some people have been interested. So here it is. Made this about a year ago. I'm pretty proud of how I made it because I've never seen one made the way I made mine. I basically broke it down into parts. And most ghillie suits are permanently attached to the base camo. I made mine for paintball, so of course I got the mask and everything. But most ghillie suits are permanently attached to the base camos. I made mine so I can detach it, and this is helpful because if I get overheated or whatever when playing, I can just take sections off. I got a section for each arm, and a section for each leg, and then a poncho, and then of course the hood or hat and my gloves. I'm going to take it off here real quick. Mine was made out of jute thread, which is what the material is here, and some people have asked me like how I made it, so I actually just bought this stuff offline, and on the site you can just Google jute thread, J-U-T-E, and probably find like 5 or 6 different places that'll sell it to you. And jute thread is basically, it's just a finer version of burlap, which is the other material that ghillie suits are made out of. And as you can see, it's really, really thin. And I attached it all to this base netting. I'll turn the poncho inside out here and lay it out. So this is basically how I did my entire suit. I cut the base netting, which I also bought from the same site that I got my jute thread from. Cut the netting out to basically fit my body, and attached these little fasteners. Just sewed them on. If you got access to a sewing machine, you can do that. Sewed them on, and basically measured everything out to my body and to the camos that I got on, and attached these buttons on my camo. And that's how I get this thing on and off, and that's why it's in sections. And like I said, most ghillie suits that I've ever seen done are glued on. The netting is glued and sewed on to the camos. So once you've done that, you can't take it off. If you're going to take the thing off, you're going to be taking the camos off as well, and you won't have any camouflage then. So mine, I can wear the camos and then just put the ghillie suit on bit by bit if I want to, or keep the ghillie suit off if it's too hot. And I also attached, you might see some of these straps, little veggie straps on my suit in different places. Got some on the front here. You can attach natural vegetation like this kind of stuff. You can also just weave leaves and branches into the netting. And I did that around the back, basically anywhere where I want to attach natural foliage. The netting I used was 1-inch, just nylon netting. You can get different sizes. I've seen like 1 3/4 inches, 1/2 inch. I thought the inch would be best because it's small enough that you can basically tie on the jute thread. Here's a good example of how the jute thread's tied on. You can tie on the jute thread. You don't want to do it like every single piece of netting because it would be way too thick then, and you'd use up too much jute thread, and it's not necessary. So I tied on. This is how it's tied on. Got my jute thread. So you can get it pre-cut. I think this might have been the length that it came in, 24 inches. And you just pick out the different colors you want. This was like an olive green. Put 5, 6, 8 strands together. Put it through the netting like so, and then just pull. And had to do that for all of the jute thread. And it took me about 24 hours to make this suit. That was including the design time of it, which took about 6 hours by itself, just measuring everything and cutting out the lengths that I would need for the netting. But sewing it on, tying all the jute thread on took the most time. But if you're interested in making the ghillie suit, I would suggest doing it this way if you want to be able to take sections off. You don't want it to be too hot. The only problem with it is that it takes time to take on. That's the suit. Got the gloves. Basically I just sewed on netting onto the gloves and tied on the jute thread there. Got the hat, which I can take the jute thread off of too. I usually don't, I just keep it on here. And that is my ghillie suit laid out. All the material, the jute thread, I think you can get bunches of it online for about $10 for each set of color. So I got like an olive green, a lime green color, like moss green or dark green color, and then some, even a brown color I think in here. But and just mix it all together. Each set, like I said, costs about $10. All this material, the netting, everything, cost me about $100. And then the camos cost me about $30, $35 for the gloves, the hat, all this stuff. This was on sale, so it wasn't that expensive. I mean, you can get ghillie suits online for like $500, $600. That's a rip-off. You can make your own like this for $130. A little trick I realized when I was messing with the jute thread is you can cut it down to smaller lengths. Like I said, it's pre-cut, it comes pre-cut, but you can cut it down to smaller lengths. So I think this was maybe like 6 inches or so. You can tie it on and it makes it stick out more like natural grass because it's shorter, less weight, so gravity doesn't like pull it down. Like this longer stuff just kind of drapes off you. But if you get a lot of this short stuff, you can fluff it out and it'll stick out more. So that's a nice little trick. My gun, I mean, you can ghillie everything. I just kind of did this with the barrel and then ghillied up my hopper. That can make it difficult to see though, to sight down sometimes, but it's still pretty effective. All the materials here are natural. I mean, the jute thread's natural fibers, so it's, good for use in a ghillie suit just because it blows in the wind like natural vegetation does. And I add a lot of natural vegetation when I'm actually using the suit, which makes it a lot more effective. And I'll be able to show you that in videos coming up soon. It's winter out there right now, so can't, use my suit. But I'll get some videos out of me actually using it. I know you guys want it. So, there you go.